the Lady Marian.
Mine is Robin Hood, and I love you.
I love you.
The sheriff had held an archery competition. That was brilliant, wasn't it? That just summed up an archery competition.
Not like Usain Bolt there, though.
Can't say that. And the sheriff had tried summoning a dragon. Yeah, that totally worked. Which didn't work at all. Didn't work at all. And so this time, we will be telling you the story of Robin Hood and the Potter. This is based loosely on one of the oldest Robin Hood legends, a story over 800 years old, which is probably older than you are. Yeah. How old are you? You're 500 years old. Just 5. This story is a lot older than you are. And it starts one day in Sherwood Forest. Robin and Marian are walking hand in hand through the forest, discussing everything that's happened in the past 3 weeks here in Trinity Square. Remember that time it really rained and no one turned up?
I do remember that, yes, yeah. It was very wet.
That was dreadful. When, in the distance, they see a man coming towards them on a cart. A man dressed in a black cloak with a big ginger beard. You may have seen the ginger beard earlier. Stop! Said Robin and Marian. And the stranger got off the cart. What is your name, stranger? They said. Why, my name is Harry.
Harry? And what do you do, Harry?
Why, I am a potter. I am Harry the Potter. Not Harry Potter. That's very copyright infringing. Harry the Potter, with a middle name, takes away all the legal problems. I'm going to Nottingham to sell my pots to the sheriff's wife.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. She's a scary, scary woman. Oh, I wouldn't go up there, no. Heard terrible, terrible stories about the sheriff's wife.
What should I do then?
I think, Harry the Potter, you should stay here in Sherwood Forest with Robin Hood and our merry men. And somebody else will go to the Nottingham Castle to see the scary sheriff's wife and sell your pots for you. But we'll give you the money. We'll buy your pots off you now. You can stay here, drink mead, drink beer, eat some food, and just generally chill out with the merry men. What say you, Harry the Potter?
Remember, kids, drink responsibly. Yes, that sounds like a fabulous idea. You take my pots, and I'll stay here in Sherwood. And that was what happened. Harry the Potter stayed in Sherwood Forest with Robin Hood and Maid Marian and all of the merry men. And they had a big party. And the next morning, the plan swung into action. Because sitting on the cart, heading towards Nottingham Castle, wearing a black cloak and a very convincing ginger beard, it's very manly now, yeah, what do you think? Was Harry the Potter. But really, it's Maid Marian in disguise.
What?
Shh, nothing. Shh. Tell no one. And so, Maid Marian in disguise went up to the gates of Nottingham Castle, and there they were met by a guard. A fabulously good-looking guard, I think you'll agree. Yeah. Yeah. Who are you?
I am Harry the Potter, and I've come to see the sheriff's wife.
You've come to see the sheriff's wife? Why?
Oh, because I have the best pots in Nottingham, and only the best will do for the sheriff and his lady.
Ah. Oh, in that case, I think she'll be very, very pleased to meet you.
Oh, I think she will, definitely. You ought to let me in.
I'll do that then. and the guard opened wide the gates of Nottingham Castle. And Harry the Potter, who was actually Maid Marian in disguise...
What?
Nothing. Headed up towards Nottingham Castle to see the sheriff's wife. Come and sit down if you want. Loads of seats. It's absolutely free.
And you get what you pay for.
Yeah, it is rubbish, frankly, but it's great fun. Hang on. Hands up if you think it's great fun. Thank you. Hands up if you think it's rubbish. Hands up if you don't care either way.
As long as we get on with it.
Fair enough. And so Harry the Potter headed up to meet the sheriff's wife. Now, my friends, it's often said that owners and their pets look similar. That couples who stay together for a long time grow to look similar too. Can I present to you, just for a second, the evil Sheriff of Nottingham?
Boo!
To look at his stern visage, his manly physique, the sense of innate power that exudes from him.
Boo!
What do you think?
Boo! Boo!
All the girls fancy me, don't you?
No.
Sadly,
She does.
the sheriff wasn't there.
What?
You're not actually here. You're not in this.
Can I go home?
Ah, well, it's funny you should say that. Because inside Nottingham Castle was none other than the sheriff's wife.
Yeah, you keep saying that, Robin Hood.
Ah.
There's no one left to play the sheriff's wife.
Is there not?
No, so you have to do a different story, because it's not going to make sense otherwise. What? Oh, you don't? It'll cover up my lovely hair.
You shut up, you. Cover up your lovely face as well. In Nottingham Castle was none other than the sheriff's beautiful wife, Glenda. And Harry the Potter.
Now the dads fancy me.
And Harry the Potter introduced himself, although it was actually Maid Marian in disguise.
What?
Nothing. To the sheriff's wife. And this is what happened.
Glenda, it's Harry the Potter here. I've got the finest pots in Nottingham for you to buy.
Oh, that's lovely! A very convincing woman, don't you think? 3 years at drama school?
You really should have gone.
Yeah, I should, yeah. Oh, that's lovely! But we don't really need any pots. We've got plenty because my husband's the sheriff and he's got everything he needs.
No, nonsense! A man as majestic and well-respected as the Sheriff of Nottingham could never have enough fine pots from the makers of Nottingham.
Well, I don't believe you, but let's have a look anyway.
I think you should have a look. What's the Sheriff's name? It's George, isn't it?
It is.
It is. You see here, we have a cup, a huge cup for a huge man of great standing, and it says George on it. Look, I bet it hasn't got one of those.
Oh, no, it hasn't got one that says George on it. I tell you what, if you could put world's best sheriff on it, I'll buy that from you.
Oh, we can do that.
Have you got a medieval marker pen?
Yes, world's best Sheriff, George. There you are.
Oh, that's lovely! He's going to love this mimed pot, isn't he?
Yes.
All right, I'll have that.
Lovely.
How much is it?
Oh, to you, one silver piece, that's all.
Brilliant. What else have you
A
got?
mere drop in the ocean in the Sheriff's fortune. Well, we have these lovely plates and cups, but they form part of a dinner service. We can look at those later.
All right.
We've got some vases for flowers for a woman as beautiful as you.
Oh, he doesn't like flowers.
Okay, soup bowl?
No, I don't like soup.
Oh, what do you like then? A big meat platter for your banquets.
Oh, I like meat.
Yes, I think that would look lovely on the centre of your table.
I'll tell you what, I think I'll just have this for now.
Okay, then just take that one. I'm sure a mere drop in the ocean is the Sheriff's fortune. Just one silver piece, Glenda.
All right, I'll go get you some money then.
All right, I'll look after this one for you.
Thank you.
And so the sheriff's wife headed off to get the keys from the hook on the wall. She picked up the keys and then headed over to the door to the sheriff's treasure room.
This is how ladies walk, by the way.
It's very convincing. And headed over to the sheriff's treasure room and used the key to open the door. The door swung open and inside was a room absolutely packed with treasure, with gold, with silver, with diamonds, with pearls, with... You don't put children in the treasure room.
That's where the sheriff's been going to.
And the sheriff's wife took the smallest, measliest, thinnest silver piece she could find, and then swung back the heavy door and locked it with the big set of keys, and then headed back and hung the keys up on the special, and then headed back to Harry the Potter, who was actually Maid Marian in disguise.
What?
Nothing.
Right, there you go, an entire silver piece for you, young man.
You're too generous,
I am.
Too slender.
I am.
There you are, there's your world's best sheriff.
Thank you very much.
Now, are you sure that the sheriff won't be displeased when he gets home?
Well, I don't know. I did like the look of that big meat plate, but I don't know if it'll fit my dinner service.
Oh, I'm sure it will. There's the big meat plate, a smaller one for the vegetables, and then a complete set of plates and bowls for all your distinguished guests, as befits a man of honour such as the Sheriff of Nottingham. And because you are such a good customer and so well respected and liked in the county of Nottingham, I'll do you the dinner service for free. Free for free.
Oh, that's lovely, but it might not suit.
Well, why don't you take it and look? Lay it out on your table. See what it will look like for your banquet with all your distinguished guests.
That's a great idea. I'll do that.
Take your time. Look, there's lots of it. Take it over there.
And the next one.
And the next one.
And the next one.
You're a very strong woman, Gretchen. There you are. Last one. Take it to the table. Go and lay it down. It's very heavy.
And so the thoroughly convincing, gorgeous-looking sheriff's wife headed off to the sheriff's dining room to lay out the free sample dinner service provided by Harry the Potter, who was actually Maid Marian in disguise. What? Nothing. And while she was gone, Maid Marian very quietly and very carefully went over to the hook where the keys were kept and took them down. And then headed over to the sheriff's treasure room and opened up the door, which swung open, revealing a room full of gems, of gold, of silver, of pearls. And very quickly, she took as much as she could carry and put them in the rest of the pots on the cart until the treasure room was empty. Just in time, too, because then she closed the door and she locked it and she put the keys back on the key hook when the sheriff's wife returned.
So how did it look, Brenda? Does it suit your table?
It's lovely. I'll take it. How much was it again? You said free.
Well, that's absolutely free to you, my dear, for being such a good customer and giving me the one miserly silver piece for the cup.
I know, I'm too generous. I
You
really
are.
am. George will have a thing to say about it, but it's yours.
Lovely. Enjoy the dinner service. I must be off.
All right, bye.
Bye.
And so, Harry the Potter, who was actually Maid Marian in disguise... What? Seriously, nothing at all. Don't worry about it. Headed back out of Nottingham Castle and back to Sherwood Forest, taking with her all of the sheriff's treasure. And nobody was any the wiser until later that evening, who should come back to his castle after a hard day searching for that dreadful outlaw Robin Hood than the Sheriff of Nottingham. You look very much like your wife, you know. It's uncanny.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's because she's gorgeous, that's why.
Oh, okay.
I bet you fancy it, don't you?
Shush.
I bet you do.
And the sheriff came in, and his wife greeted him.
Oh, hello, George!
And the sheriff said,
I've seen some tracks on the path. Was anybody here today? Ooh, just the Potter, and he gave me a lovely cup. Look, it says world's best sheriff. Oh, that's lovely. Do you know what? Will you go and make me a cup of tea in that pot? And I've just got to go and I'm just going to go and relax. I'm going to go relax in my private room, counting my money. Right. Oh, right you are, love. Off you go. Bye. Bye. See you in a minute.
can I just point out, that was brilliant acting, wasn't it? You could actually believe that was the sheriff and the sheriff's wife talking to him. You were fooled, weren't you? You thought there were two quite good actors instead of one mediocre one. I'll get on with it. And so, the sheriff went to do what everybody should do before dinner, which is what?
Count his money.
Count his money, absolutely. Not wash your hands. Count your money. And the sheriff went over to the key hook and picked up the keys and headed over to the big locked door. And he opened it. You're mincing a bit there. What? Nothing.
Striding manfully.
Okay. And he opened the door, and it swung open, and there was the sheriff's huge pile of... Wait a minute. It's gone! God! Yes, sir, yes, sir. My money's gone! It's gone! It's gone! What did you buy? Nothing! Nothing! I've not bought anything, it's gone! Oh, where's my money gone? Oh, have you got the sheriff's money? Have you got the sheriff's money?
But it's Emily.
Emily, have you? No.
There's always an Emily around when I get defeated.
Oh, no, it's pretty away with that. Have you got the sheriff's money? No, hang on, it's got your money, sir, it's gone.
Are you phoning the police to find my money? Good man.
Gone.
Be quiet, he's on the phone. What are we going to do, guard?
Well, we could,
Oh, you're useless. I'll go and ask my wife.
You could ask your wife, sir.
Right. Brenda. Yes, George? I can't find all my money. Well, that's funny, because he was there earlier when I went to buy your best sheriff in the world called George Pot. What, you were in my money vault? Yes, I was. Was all the money there? Yes, it was. Did everybody else go in there? No, they didn't. Did you leave that Potter on his own at any point? Only when I went to put the dinner service in the dining room, that's all. It was only gone for about an hour and a half, that's all. What? You stupid woman! You can't say that, that's sexist. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm off to go and find that Potter, because I bet he's got my cash. Right! Come here, Potter, one of your neighbours. Right, guard?
Yes, sir.
Come with me.
Yes, sir.
Follow them tracks.
Yes, sir. And the sheriff and the guard followed the tracks out of Nottingham Castle and towards Sherwood Forest. But at the entrance to Sherwood Forest, the tracks split into two.
Right, guard, come here.
Yes, sir.
I've got a brilliant plan.
Yes, sir.
I want you
Yes, sir.
to go one way
Yes, sir.
into Sherwood Forest.
Yes, sir.
And any of the men that turn up, send them off individually, one by one, to spread out, because that always works. I will go on my own with no protection and follow these tracks.
You're very clever, sir.
I am.
What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing.
Right, I'll be off then.
But
And the guard wandered, frankly, out of the story. But the sheriff wandered through Sherwood Forest, following the tracks until he came to a glade. And at the other end of the glade, he saw Harry the Potter, who was actually Maid Marian in disguise.
What?
Nothing. Counting a huge pile of money.
that
money looks very familiar. I'm sure I've seen that money before. Excuse me, Potter.
Yeah, who are you?
I am the Sheriff of Nottingham! And that is my money.
No, I think you'll find that's mine. I sold the pot.
That's a very suspicious looking beard you're wearing there.
No, it's a very realistic beard. It's taken me a long time to grow this beard.
That's not a Potter! That's Maid Marian in disguise! Who knew?
Ta-da!
Right, well, it's a well-known
Still
fact.
my money.
Girls can't fight, so give me the money or I'm going to fight you.
Oh, you've never seen a scary woman, have you? Wait a minute.
Have you met one?
I've seen your wife.
Wait a minute. Do you think this is all going to end horribly? Do you think the sheriff is right? And that girls aren't as good as boys? Of course not!
No.
Because Maid Marian had worked out everything as part of her brilliant plan. And just as the sheriff had got his meanest, ugliest, most horrible face on, and had started waving his armpits around at people, which is frankly scarier than the
You
sword,
don't need a sword, Sheriff.
from out of the woods and trees by the glade came all of the merry men and Robin Hood. I was just stretching and yawning, Robin Hood.
Stretching yawning there, Sheriff.
Yeah!
What was that about girls can't fight?
Unless they've got a sword. And the sheriff had been captured by Maid Marian. And he was quite unhappy about it. And so he got his just desserts because Sheriff, said Robin, that's a very fine gold chain that you're wearing. I know, it's great. It's my favourite gold chain. I think we should have that from you. What?
We can sell that, and the money will go towards freeing the people of Sherwood Forest.
And that's a very fine, big, black, fur-lined cloak you're wearing.
I think we'll have that too.
Hey, get off!
That will keep a whole family warm at night, Sheriff.
And that's a very fine silk top you're wearing. You would. We would. They would. Ah! And the sheriff was just there, wearing a lovely pair of leather boots. Should we have those as well? Oh, no, get off my boots! Lovely pair of boots. But you know what? The sheriff is just left, wearing his trousers and a lovely big silver Hello Kitty belt buckle. Yeah, we all like a Hello Kitty belt buckle. It's a very nice silver Hello Kitty belt buckle. Do you think we should have that as well? I was going to go for My Little Pony, but Hello Kitty every time. And so, quick as a flash, we cut off the sheriff's belt buckle. But what happens if somebody cuts your belt?
Uh-oh. What happened to his trousers?
The sheriff's trousers fell down and everybody could see his big red spotted pants. Don't look, kids. Don't look. It's only mine, but even I'm slightly disgusted. Now, Sheriff, you've been beaten by Maid Marian's brilliant plan. And we've had all of your gold and silver and gems and your Hello Kitty belt buckle.
But even I'm not going to take your red and white spotted pants.
Oh no. I think it's time for you to go back to Nottingham. And so, Robin and Marian got the sheriff and put him over his horse with his bum sticking in the air. Can you say bum? His bottom sticking in the air, and the horse which knew its way back. This is a great photo opportunity, look, there you go. Smile. No, the sheriff was sent back to Nottingham, and the horse went all the way through the streets, and the people of Nottingham could see the sheriff with his bottom sticking up in the air, and they all pointed and laughed at him. Give it a go.
We won't take him seriously again. How can a man like that rule our city?
And it went right up to the gates of Nottingham Castle, and the sheriff's wife came out, and she saw him, and she started to fume. And she started to rant.
Well,
And she started to scream.
how dare you parade your dirty pants in amongst all these people?
And she went on.
And anyway,
And on.
I was no
And on. And the poor sheriff never lived it down. Poor sheriff. Anybody feel sorry for the sheriff? Oh, it's because you're a very nice person. Everybody else is very nice. He doesn't really deserve it. He's quite horrid. And that, my friends, is how the Sheriff of Nottingham was beaten for the very last time by Robin Hood and Maid Marian and her brilliant plan. The sheriff was never taken seriously again. And when King Richard came back, he was sacked and had to go and live somewhere far away. Belgium, I think. And Robin and Marian stayed together, and eventually they got married.
Oh.
Which is lovely. And everyone in Nottingham was happy and cheered.
Yay!
Everybody, come on, everybody.
Yay!
And that, my friends, is the end of our story. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for bringing a brilliant audience. Will you please give a huge round of applause for the Sheriff of Nottingham and the Sheriff of Nottingham's wife, who are, as you can tell, two entirely distinct people. And a huge round of applause for the beautiful Maid Marian.
And if you have to, maybe a little tiny round of applause for Robin Hood.
Most of all, please give yourselves a round of applause for being an absolutely brilliant audience. Thank you very much indeed. Especially you, especially Emily. And if anybody would like to have a photograph with any of us, now's the time.